The Cowboys situation, I mentioned this yesterday. There was a report, and it talked about how the Cowboys are on the verge of giving Dak Prescott $30 million a year. And he's got 2 years left on this deal, doesn't he, McLevin? He has this year and next year.
2 years? Let me check on that.
Yeah, because I would think if I'm going to give you money now under the current contract you had, I get a deal, don't I?
But he was a later round pick. So
he's on a 4-year contract?
4-year contract. Yeah, he's got one more year on his deal because he wasn't a first round pick. If he had been a first round, they would have had a 5th-year option.
Okay. If I allow him to go out on the free agent market, then maybe he gets $30 million. But I have to get the in-house discount here. If I'm Dallas and I say to him, Dak, we're going to give you $25 million. I can't give you 30. You're a leader. Even at 25, I'm a little nervous because I don't think when Dak is great, I just think he has highs and lows. I don't know if he's consistent enough for me to give him $30 million over the next, 5 years?
Well, what bargaining power does Dallas have? What is their options to move on from him? If I'm his agent, I'm like, go for it.
Well, give me a discount. Give me a discount.
If I'm his agent, I'm not into discounts.
No, they're probably not going to settle for one.
I'll bet you agents think if I start giving discounts, I don't get more clients.
But you get more money now. I'm going to give you money a year in advance. But if I want to see another year with him. I don't think Dak wins games by himself. Like the great quarterbacks. If you said and I don't know what the analysts would say about this, but if we were doing the math of how many games does Tom Brady win each year? Tom Brady. How many games does Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers? If I take them from the team, do I then find out their value? But I'm guessing, does Tom Brady, because he's playing, is he responsible for 4, 5, 6 wins because it's him?
Well, that's an interesting one. Remember, he was out that year, and they
won 10 with Matt Castle.
Well, they went 3-1 when he was suspended for Deflategate, which is idiotic when you think about it.
Paulie.
About 2 years ago, we had Vegas work out some odds for us. If you took a player off a team going into a weekend, what changed, like with the point spread?
No, that's right.
Brady was one of the few quarterbacks that changed the point spread multiple points. Rodgers does. Wilson does. Roethlisberger does. And we can find out what the current value would be. It'll take a little bit, but we can find that out.
Because Vegas, I think, does attach a value to these quarterbacks.
Only the quarterback.
Yeah.
Can. Like even if who's a great player, if Antonio Brown was out for the Steelers, that may not affect the line even a half a point.
Yeah.
But if Ben Roethlisberger's out, it could be like a 2.5 point swing.
Is Dak Prescott in that group where he's going to win 4 games because it's Dak Prescott? And I don't think he is. Although it's a great story. And I think he was the right quarterback at the right time for them because when you lose Romo and he came in, you had a great offensive line, you had an opportunistic defense, and you had skill position veterans, wide receiver, tight end, and then you had Zeke Elliott. And so there was a nice combination there. It's like when Mahomes went to Kansas City. When they plugged him in, they already had talent. They had a good running back, good tight end, good wide receiver, good offensive line, and a better-than-average defense. And that's really important for his success. If Patrick Mahomes was playing for, throw out a team that's the bottom feeder.
Buffalo, no wide receivers.
Buffalo. How many wins? How much of an impact? He'd still have that unbelievable arm, but would you have the time? Who would you be throwing it to? You get put into these perfect situations. Dak got into a great situation. If I put Dak on Tampa Bay, they're not improving. And you walk in with the best offensive line in football. So if I'm the Cowboys, I have to look at this, and I don't know how you argue this, but if you say, hey, look, we got the pieces in place, and you're ready to win now. That's the other thing. The Cowboys are ready to win, bring in Amari Cooper, but you got to pay all of these guys. Cooper wants more than he's worth. Zeke's going to want a whole lot of money. You just paid Lawrence, and now you got this. And then I got the offensive line. A couple of those guys are Hall of Famers, at least appear to be.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.